Thanks for having us tonight on this fantastic show. It's a great opportunity. I've been a follower and fan of the World Music Institute for some time now, so it's nice to finally actually do something with the organization with my new project. So I'm excited about that. And Cheick is there, I believe.
I'm here. I'm here.
Great, great,
Yeah.
great, great. Yeah, this is Cheick Tidiane Seck. I'll start off by saying, for me, the research has been fantastic. I met Cheick in Morocco during the Ganawa Festival, and since that time, we're staying in the same Riyadh actually. And
Yeah.
at the breakfasts, we were sitting down talking about so many things. He told me about working with Hank Jones. Elvin Jones is my favorite drummer in the world. So we started to talk about all of these connections. Cheick, although a master musician of a lot of jazz and indigenous music, he was very, very open to electronics, drum and bass, ambient music, DJs. And I was very pleasantly surprised how informed he was about that music, even about music from my borough, even the Bronx. Even he knew about hip hop cats and DJs. So we have that in common. We started talking. We worked a lot together with different projects. And then Cheick introduced me to Umu Sangari, and he introduced me to recording with Umu Sangari on the brilliant record, Seya. And that was the real birth for me outside of working with Cheick. I was introduced to so many other great musicians in that scene, and I wanted to stay in Mali and study from Bamako all the way up north to Timbuktu and learn about Takamba and learn about different patterns and rhythms. And I don't think there's anybody on the planet that knows more about the continent, the music, the rhythms, the chords, the arrangements than Cheick. So it was a great opportunity for me to be over in Mali and to be with Cheick, who introduced me to Nahawa Doumbia and Salif Keita and the late great Tiamani Diabate and all these other great musicians. So this was a great opportunity for me to put my feet and hands into the music, which led to us starting to record. And Salif Keita offered us his studio, Mofu Studios. We worked at Bogalon Studios as well in Bamako for those who know the area. And this project began not necessarily as a recording, but as a documentation process. And then time went on and time went on and time went on. And here we are 15 years later, and we have this magnificent project. So I'm going to let Cheick talk about himself and what he's done. But it's been an honor to work with Cheick. He produced the record.
Yes, it was.
This concept together. I brought my kind of New York edge, hip hop, rock and roll, living color vibe to the project. And it's just incredible marriage, timeless marriage of diaspora music.
Yes. Oh, okay. Myself, what can I say?
Cheick, I lost your volume here. Are
Yeah,
you
my volume. Oh, okay, I'm trying to
hang on,
to.
maybe that's me. Okay.
It's okay, huh?
Okay, it's okay now. Yeah, sorry, that was my phone.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah, yeah. So it's very easy and simple for me, and I'm very glad to be in this session with you. And my background is just a little bit similar, but it's from Mali, like a teenager. Starting by my mom, who was a fantastic singer, but she had me when she was 50 years old.
Wow.
And yeah, she's from 1902.
Yeah, 1902. Wow.
Yeah, and it was great singer. And I learned, and after my studies, go to church as a Muslim and
Mm.
learn music and piano in there from there, and I'm a painter too. So all to be how to say short in my version, I start developing my what I love in music. I mean, all black heritage from sound from Motown, Louis Armstrong,
Mm.
Malian Jackson, etc., etc. Jimmy Smith,
Yeah.
like the organ player, So, and at the same time, I work with my traditionalists. I
Mm.
play many traditional instruments, conduct and drive for every band in the area here, Bamako, Mali, Burkina Faso,
Mm.
eh, Senegal, or Ivory Coast, and I developed something, my relationship, which like a young teenager bands, we used
Yes.
to play rock and roll. I used to have in 70s Moog, mini Moog here in Mali. It's why
Wow.
when now some generation, when they see African playing Prophet 5 or mini Moog, they say, oh, no, this is the, they don't know. We used to create with sound, uh, uh, with giving our own soul on those instruments, So
Wow.
it's what when I built the process, we have Yeye band, that time we was playing and listening Temptation, things like and now when happen the world music situation,
Mm.
I have to tell the truth because
Please, please, please,
I'm in
please.
World Music Institute. I know they think it in the right way, but other media and people who are supposed to be expert on African music put systematically African music in world music. If our music is the origin, it's native, it's why every music is why when my study at UCLA, when they want me to teach my course was West African music meet jazz, and I transform it to make for the globalization of every music. For me, World Music Institute is for all the riches of music, different vibe, going from north to south, east to west, etc., etc., etc. So when we met, Will, I was this guy. I was funky guy. I was a R&B. I was a traditional guy. I was, it's why when I met Ginawa, who was from the slavery from my area, Bambara, Bamana, Segu, I play with the Malian, the master of this style, without any rehearsal. You see it.
I saw that, and they were shocked.
Okay. It's why, because it's sometimes music is a initiation cycle.
Mm.
In Dogon, you don't you are not agreed to play some style if you don't reach a kind of maturity.
Yes, rites of passage. Rites of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
passage.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, uh, in my process, it's very so long, more than 50 years. So, I became even organ, like
Yes.
head of organ, try
Yes.
in the process. But just to say, when we met, and it was a combination. It's like the bridge is coming between African American language and the roots of Africa
Mm.
as well. And I can play my vision of taking the traditional drums pattern and put it on on classical drum to make my own sound. It's why I say kum kum pra kum king king with Shea. The beginning, I sing it, you play it. It was
Yes,
groovy,
it was
and we've
incredible.
been nominated in Grammy. you know,
Yes.
you know, I work on about 5 projects, and 5 projects nominated in Grammy. You know,
Wow.
and, yeah, and my visit at UCLA was rich. My collaboration with Jose Winul for Amen for Salif Keita, nominated to as well. Or my collaboration with Prime Time with Ornette Coleman,
Wow.
Randy Weston, and after I do a tribute to him,
Yes.
yeah, Archie Manu Dubango, all my mentor, hey man, I want what I share with you, Living Color, when you come in Paris,
That's right. That's
and when
right.
I bring you to Waga Jazz Festival by the road,
Yes. Yes.
by
Where I
the
had
road, you
where I,
and me
where I had the
crossing
best.
villages.
Yes, the best fish in the world was at this festival we had at the Ouagadougou Jazz. It was the best. It was incredible. Driving from Bamako
The,
to Ouagadougou.
yeah, they are asking for you every single time I meet them. Oh, wait, say. And after Ouagadougou, we come, we play, we play in Selenke,
Ah, that's right.
near
That's
the
right.
river. Yeah, oh, it was my band, Umusangare Salif
Yes.
Keita.
Yes.
Was and that time you make this show with lighting. The first one was in Selenke before we make it, and you do it in Timbuktu.
Yes.
At Timbuktu, I bring so many legends of Manding music.
Mm.
My young brother Mangala Kamara, and
Mm.
who was drumming for all those, Kashimari Jabati,
Mm.
Kabine, Amadou and Mariam, Awasango, and how to say, Abib Kwate,
That's right.
etc. So many people. And we make it a great, 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 great celebration of music, of the culture. What that was a soulful for all of us, because there's no terrorism that time.
No, it
Yeah,
was great. It was incredible.
yeah,
I have
yeah,
some photos still of this time. This was incredible.
yeah, yeah. World should be only that way,
Yes.
bearing, not looking the other through your fear, but just share, hug each other
Embrace.
and share.
Embrace. Yes.
Yeah, embrace. Yeah, my
Yes.
English sometimes, we
No,
have
it's all
to help
good, man. It's all good, Check. Like I said, you speak 4 languages, man. You're doing better than me. It's okay.
no, no.
But this
So,
this is great. I want to let people know that the influence of coming from New York and coming from playing with jazz musicians and coming from the Bronx and being around, KRS-One and going to high school with Scott LaRock and my friends in Public Enemy and all of this kind of stuff. Even early on, Kool Herc, who really brought the whole DJ concept to, in my opinion, to the industry and to the street, and Grand Wizard Theodore, the great turntablist, DXT, these guys were all in my neighborhood. So to bring this idea together, because you have to remember, these guys were spinning classic calypso, classic. It wasn't just R&B. It was other kind of music that was in there. And also, these gentlemen have Caribbean parents. Not all of them parents are born in the States. Herc was parents are from Jamaica. Some parents are from Haiti, from Dominican Republic. So they grew up in a house with other sounds, other than Motown, other than these sounds. So other things came to the table, even in the DJ culture. I can't leave that out. And that's what helped the musicians also become a little bit more open to other styles of music. And then coming to meeting you and being able to come to Mali and
up,
do all of this playing with all of these great musicians, and not only the music. Sheck also taught me about the culture. Sometimes we went to people's house and we didn't play. We had food, and you hear stories about music,
yeah,
and it was still really super impressive to me to be around. Learning music is a small part of what I've sort of revered and loved about being in Mali. But when you are around the families and you're around the children and you're around the music, you learn even more about the music when you know about the people. And this is the thing that I
yeah,
give Cheick, I give you a lot of credit for, was being able to expose me to go to people's houses and sit down and talk to
yeah,
them about what they're doing and what they're writing. And all of these things have an impact. Many nights recording at Salif's studio,
yeah,
we would have dinner and the session stopped and the food comes and everybody goes outside, wash your hands, you eat with your hands, and then you hear all of these stories about great musicians and great stories. Fakatore told some really, I don't understand French so much, but we had dinner that night in
yeah,
Morocco and
yeah,
Essaouira, and Fakatore was telling stories about growing up in the village
yeah,
and seeing very
my
magical
friend.
things
Yeah,
as a child. This was really an incredible dinner.
you know, what I don't tell you, never tell you, is in Mali when I was in the rail band before after Kulesta, the village, the area, my area band, for my band I played before. When I reached the rail band and ambassador, we play for celebration every style of music.
Wow.
Cuban, we play R&B, soul, even some flavor of gospel, you
Wow.
know. But when we record only our own creation
Right.
from all that inspiration to gain together. That was really another rule of music. Is why I think it was global and fusional music. You know,
Fantastic.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And for those who don't know, you must look up the Rail Band, RAIL Band. Salif, you'll see a very young Salif Keita and a very young Cheick Tidiane Seck on the
yeah,
cover. They look like high school
uh,
kids, but you must hear this music
yeah, yeah,
and you must listen to this music to understand where both of the gentlemen are today and where the music comes
yeah,
from. Many people misunderstand the continent, especially West Africa, and they only think about things in a historical fashion. One of the most impressive things I saw in Mali, Sheck invited me to a young people's kind of concert
yeah,
outdoors, and you saw these young Malians completely mixing the indigenous ancestral music with rap, with
yeah,
acoustic guitar, with distortion, even almost on the metal rock vibe,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
using distortion on their voice and playing songs. And this to me gave me really a lot of hope for the future of the music and the blending of the cultures and the blending of the sounds even to bring more people to the table. This was a very impressive. It was an outdoor afternoon concert for young people, but I was very, very, very impressed to see the combinations there. So that was
yeah.
a very touching
It's why
touching event.
in your project you have Mariam Kone, you have some of those kids in your project. Then
Yes,
the young brother of Tuma, Madu Siriki Jabate on Kora on
yes.
the track with Sounder and
Wallace Roney
is it Pastor William?
and Buster Williams. Yes,
Yes, you know that was the magic is there. Even some
incredible.
people when they hear me singing with vocoder, say, "Oh," I say, "No, man." In 70s, what give me, the soul trying to go to see what is going on somewhere else is the day in 1977 I be a side of Jimmy Cliff in Mali playing music
Wow.
reggae. Yeah, that is world music for me.
Yes,
All that
yes,
is, is world music, world
yes,
and music. It's not the sense of the style, but music, world meeting point between emotion, between sensibility of
Yes,
people.
yes. Yes, I agree. I agree. And we should mention that there are tracks on the record. There is the track he's talking
Yeah,
about is called Umoja, and it's a
yeah,
ballad that I wrote, but it originally had Pharoah Sanders on the late great Pharoah Sanders on sax, the late
yeah,
great Wallace Roney on trumpet, Buster Williams is on acoustic bass playing a great beautiful solo. Cheick is doing all the strings, and Amadou is playing kora on there, and it's a
yeah,
melting of this kind of R&B and soul and blues and gospel and manding kind of all wrapped together. So this
yeah.
is a piece that is going to be, there's a piece called uh, uh, um, Mayo, and
Mayo,
Mayo is something. I took this completely Bronx hip hop beat and I
yeah,
looped it and put some delay on it in the studio. And Shaq jumped right on the keyboard and a vocoder and started to play all of these
yeah,
chords.
yeah.
And I
That's it.
remember we didn't finish the song. It was just me and Shaq. And I
Yeah,
was in Europe and I was with the late, great Jeff Beck. And Jeff said, "Man, what are you working on recently?" And I said, "Man, I did this track in Africa with Shaq.
yeah.
You should play some guitar on there." And when he heard Shaq's chords and his voice, he said, "No, no, no, man, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play on this, man. Let me know when it's finished." So I have to also say, uh, uh, there were a few people who were very complimentary and supportive of this 15-year journey. Jeff Beck, Stevie Wonder, Peter Gabriel invited me to his house and listened to the entire record.
Yeah,
Just me and Peter, the
yeah.
entire record. And he told me, don't touch it. Don't put anybody on this. Mix it now to get it out.
It's live process.
Yes. Yes. He was very, very impressed. So these are the people that there were a few more, but those are the three people, big people in the industry that I actually sat
Yeah,
down and played the music for. So people can look forward to at the concert when you come over in May. We're going to be mixing these things live. It should be, I should say, Sheck in his own recordings and
yeah,
has already introduced rap, spoken word, avant-garde jazz, hip hop, drum and bass already in his own recordings on his own records. We're going to play some of Sheck's music also. So this is important that we have the concept of both of our backgrounds and how they're separate in some ways and also how they're connected. And this project took 15 years, and I don't regret a day of it. It took a long time. I took my time with it. I wanted to learn the music. I wanted to learn how to play within these patterns. I was fortunate enough to tour with Umu Sangari, thanks to Sheck. So the tour allowed me to be on the road with these musicians that can teach me more about the intricacies of mending music and so on. So I'm excited about the project finally. I definitely want to thank Bryce and the World Music Institute for stepping up. I was able to do a small sample of it opening for Uma Sangari at the Apollo 2 years ago, which the World Music Institute supported that show. But now I want to bring the real band and bring Shaq and bring the artists to the table. In these times we're living right now, which is very disturbing around the world, certainly it is in the States, we are in desperate need of healing energy, positive energy, and
yeah.
Yeah, it seems that we have lost Will for a moment here. I'm
yeah,
sure.
sorry. I got I
Okay.
got I got I got knocked off the call there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Me, I hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. And you're never gonna believe who was calling me.
No.
Monty Alexander.
Oh, wow.
Monty was just calling me I think he knows that we're gonna get together and do something, and he was calling to check in. But I'm sorry about that. As you know, I'm in a car due to bad traffic in New York, so I got knocked off the call. But um, I wanted to talk a little bit about who's on the record. And Shaq, if you want to elaborate on some other things, we have this really
Yeah,
interesting Takamba
like,
song and the Hunters. You introduced me to the Hunters.
and yeah, I know. And the sound I used to play 8 on the roads. When the roads, I played this line 8 years, and don't know, relate, I just play it. And you come and add some drumming. I say, oh, yes. You ask me, I say, oh, it's the birds, Kono. And
Oh,
Mangala and Kabi sing on. Kabi's dad is one of the greatest boys in Africa. Suri Kanja Kuyate, greatest voice. And Kabi sing like, you don't believe,
Umu,
So,
Umu told me when she heard the song,
yeah.
she was going to cry, and she she
Yeah,
she said
this
she
song,
said it's just like his father. She said
yes.
it's just like his dad. So people
Yeah,
have to hear this song. When I hear it, I still get
yeah,
goosepimples because I couldn't believe Cheick was playing this in the studio. And I
yeah,
was playing the clay drum, the Udu drum, the Nigerian
yeah,
drum with
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
Cheick began to play these chords. And I was like, whoa, 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 what is that? What is that? And
Yeah.
boom. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous song, which we are going to do
Yeah,
live.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because we are related to birds. Every artist, going from rivers to rivers, sharing energy and growing together.
Mm. This is great. Bryce, I'm going to ask at this point, are there any questions or Gabby that's popped up on the screen yet that anybody would like to submit to Cheick and I?
Yes, we do have some questions.
Okay, great.
Well, one question was, when will the music be available for us to hear?
I love that question. Um, I am
Yeah.
speaking to, and it looks pretty solid that Rope a Dope, the record label in Philadelphia, is going to release the recording. We're looking at a spring or fall release. Maybe by the time this is posted, I will have an actual time frame on when it's going to come out and when folks can look for it.
Great. And then another question is, um, Will, what was the experience like when you first got to visit West Africa?
The experience was tear jerking. I did feel like I was home. I had people looking at me and saying "Welcome home."
Yeah.
It was life changing in many ways. So many things I've dreamed about with music. There were so many things I didn't have answers for, were immediately answered, and I immediately started to experience. So in some aspects, I used the visual of opening your head and taking out your old brain and putting in a new brain. It's like a new hard drive with double the capacity. And now you're getting all of this new stuff there. You didn't get rid of the old stuff, but you have all of this new stuff. And if I could use a phrase for that question, I would say it was spiritually cleansing.
That's beautiful. And also, there is a question from somebody who apparently saw you when you played with Umu Sangare at the Apollo Theater debut that we at WMI presented. And what was that experience like to be at the Apollo in New York and to be with Umu Sangare?
It was incredible playing the Apollo, being from New York. I toured with Umu on the Seya tour. I hadn't seen her for 3 or 4 years. So for WMI to invite me and for Umu to be on that show was a homecoming. All of my friends from Harlem showed up at the show. I even have friends that work in the Apollo, the lighting a gentleman, the woman who does the sound and production. It was good to see my friends, but I think it was more impressive for my friends to see me in that environment. I wasn't playing rock, really. I wasn't in the R&B band or hip hop. It was Umu, who's big in the States and certainly big in the community. So it was great to be at home and having a Mali experience musically at home with Umu and so many great friends. So I loved it.
Great. And then another question is for both of you, if both of you could expand a little bit on what you hope to accomplish with the Mali project.
To start with Cheick on that one.
What we want to accomplish is just to say that we are related in the same game. It's not a game in the same sharing world, because ancestor and my traditional background give me the option to be clever, to hear, and be open to the classic mode. And I go take it. And I think my ancestor is from everywhere. Because world is related to the story of everything. And me, I hope people can see what is crossing cultures, how music from deep South West African came and be a part of a groove inspired by the flavor of Ornette Coleman, or how to say Josaunul, etc., etc. It's to say that in a certain point, we want to make something who is just new, no age, no generation. Because it's to make the music like healing process.
Great. There's not much I can add to that.
Yeah.
There's not much I can add to that.
Just
That's
people
it.
to feel it, to be in communion with us and feel that moment reach of more than 15 years.
Yes.
That's powerful. And it's also, I hope you'll be pleased to hear that the Mali project will be part of our collaboration series, which talks about people from different cultures coming together and creating something entirely new and exciting by bringing their traditions and their history together. And that's what I hear you say, Cheick, and saying that that's so important. And there is another question similar to that, which asks, how is it you're talking about combining indigenous music, but then also with very contemporary and modern, technology and techniques? And how do you think and how do you see that this adds something to this new and true term of world music, so to speak?
I know because I remember when I was a teenager, the traditional music was everywhere in Mali, all West Africa, and our young big brothers used to arrange music inspired by the flavor of Latin, Cuba, and we used to take the inspiration from black music heritage like soul, R&B, etc., etc., etc. And that time, some people around us say, "Oh, you are assimilate people. Why you play this kind of music?" Because I said, "No, we want to be open. What we love, we can bring it and fill it with our own perfume." And we keep going and arranging our own tradition, combining the tradition and other style of music we love. That is the perfect fusion for me. Not me playing, oh, I play on F, he play on F. I don't try to relate my own language going to cross him. He don't do the same. No, it doesn't work. It works if you listen each other and try to make the same combination, create something with your difference.
Mm. I
You
love
know,
that. I love that idea. I love that.
and why some people say, oh, Cheick, he want to play with style. We see him with drum and bass. We see him playing even with Baul people in India. I say yes, because all this is world. It have to be done because world need to be, a kind of big home. Everything can be related musically.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. I think it's important because it's a language that continues.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't remain in the same place. Jazz didn't, the blues didn't, even
Yeah.
hip hop didn't. We had acoustic jazz, we had avant-garde jazz, we had classic jazz, we had all these different versions. It has to continue, and the marrying of the two plus brings the music forward. One of the things Peter Gabriel said to me was, "It's very important, Will, that you mix this record in a way where younger people who like Beyonce's music or who like more pop music can understand the sounds. It's not to educate them, but what he
Yeah.
was trying to say was, don't mix it so it sounds like 1971 in terms of the indigenous instruments. Try to also think about not putting so much modern instruments on there, but making this music also sound modern, even with the indigenous instrument, even with the kora, even with the balafon, even with the
Yeah.
talking drum. It still can be in that frame. So I believe it's necessary and it's very important. Miles Davis never looked back. He's one of my biggest heroes of all time. He never wanted to go back and play something that he already did. His idea was to move forward, whether people liked it or not. He got negative comments for covering Time After Time and songs like this. And in his interview, he said, "This is the music people are listening to now. I want to cover these songs. I don't want to cover Around Midnight and other things that I've already done in the past. This is new
Yeah.
music now that's popular. I want to cover the popular music now." So in in that concept, in that theory, I think it's important to marry those things to music, move the music forward. It's not for everyone, obviously, but like culture moves on, recipes change, cities change, environments change, sometimes leaving the past and adding new, sometimes making full transformations. But
Yeah.
my concept of working with Cheick is to move forward. I'm always going in both directions. I'm always want to learn the older beats. I want to
Yeah.
learn the beats for weddings, for healthy pregnancies, the beats for rain. I want to learn all of those things. I also want to know what the DJs are playing. What's the tempo that's hot right now? What's the new drum and bass track? What's the new
Yeah.
ambient track? All of those things to me fit into the same language.
Yeah. It's like when I remind me 90s when I was making every Monday jam session in
Ah,
Sweet Basil. In Sweet Basil with Daniel Moreno, George Amorim, and that time was a worker suite, big jam session with Dr. Lonnie Smith coming up,
yes.
Ray Hargrove on trumpet. We play until 6 o'clock, after go to Tribeca with Chicho Valdez. That that was fusion without no calculate, nothing.
Yes. I was there
And
in the audience. It was
it
beautiful.
work. It work if you know how to listen each other.
That's the real communication.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabby. Any other questions? And
We lose that.
I'm gonna say online now. I'm sorry if you hear a little salsa in the background. I'm in the South Bronx, so I'm actually 1 block away from Barretto Street, named after the great Ray Barretto. the great
And
percussionist. I'm one block from the Ray Barretto Street, so you may hear a little bit of Latin music in the background.
electricity machine game. It's not
Okay.
like the sound of machine game of Jimi Hendrix, but we hear some, you know, not
It's
distortion
great.
far away, but to keep the electricity going on, so we can reach each other.
Exactly. I love this. I love this. I've been in Bamako with Cheick in the studio where the
Yeah,
power went out, and everybody just take their lighter,
yeah,
and then we go outside and we eat some food,
yeah.
and then the power comes back on and we go back to work. Nobody. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Ouagadougou is play, no electricity.
Yeah.
So all the instrument, acoustic, the drumming, the percussion, continue to play, keep
Yes.
drumming, still until the electricity come back and we
Yes.
do the process.
And
Absolutely.
That's the
we
magic.
we
Yes,
have
Gabby.
we have a couple more questions. We heard Will talk about what his experience was like coming to Mali for the first time. Sheikh, what was your first visit to New York City? What were your experiences there?
Okay. Oh, me,
Mm-hmm.
my first experience coming to New York, it was for occasion of I think Martin Luther King Day. I remember. I think, and I was with Ted Carson, some musician from jazz. We play New Jersey, and after I go live in near in Walker Walker Street. I was producing Daniel Moreno, my other percussion player, and it was too cold for me. But at the same time, I know because I was already I live a little bit in Paris too. So, but New York and was wow, and I love the city. Everybody was going fast for me. Man. But I love the energy, the city. That was groovy. It was groovy. It's like if you made 1,000 percussionists playing, but they relate to some sound, the same sound. New York, it remind me that feeling, that time.
Great. We have a couple more questions. One question is, Will, I believe that you're also a visual artist. Are you able to combine the two in your work around the Mali project? Will, you're on mute.
Yeah.
You're on mute, Will.
Sorry, I'm back. Sorry. Uh,
Ah,
yes, I do have a website called willcalhounart.com. That's my name, ART.com. On that site, the thing Shaq talked about earlier, when I played with the electric sticks in the desert, the light sticks in the desert, there were these images. They were basically, I'm doing drum solos in a dark room with sticks that light up, and I extract myself and the drum kit off of the photograph and just keep the streaks of light photographed with a very slow aperture. And the traveling of the sticks from around the kit create a design, and those designs are available. What I would like to do with the Mali project in the venues like SF Jazz that are suitable. I also have had a few photo exhibitions from my 15 years of studying and research, where I have pictures of weddings, of being in Timbuktu, and I like to show the audience as we go from song to song when they're listening to the music what the environment looks like, what inspired me to write this music. So live, where it's suitable, where we can get screens or where that kind of concept is happening, I will be able to both do the light stick drum solo piece, but also have some visuals. And if I can have the visuals in the room, I'm going to ask that maybe there's a digital screen or something in the lobby of the venue where there'll be a scrolling of photographs. So even after the experience, people could see something where they can get an idea, a visual idea on where we are and what we're doing. But my full goal is to present this music in an interactive media space. So you're hearing it and you're seeing it. All the senses are kind of being tickled at the same time. You know, the vibe, the sound, the visual, the emotions all stir up kind of in the same space. So that's the goal, is to be in an environment where all of the above, everything can happen at the same time for people to experience a full environment of the 15 years of work and the history of what Cheick does and what I do on stage.
Great. Which brings me to one other question. An attendee is asking if the Mali Project concert is just happening in New York City or if there are other dates planned.
We have quite a few other dates planned, especially for 2027. We're going to begin the process this year. The record will just come out. It is a new project. And then as the project moves, please visit willcalhoun.com. I'm sure you can also visit the WMI site. And on Instagram, I'm Will Calhoun Drum, DRUM. And everything will be posted there about the upcoming concerts. I definitely want everyone to know it's not a secret. So stand by. But we're starting out with the city shows, New York, New Jersey, Philly, Atlanta, South Carolina. There's places we're going to go where we're going to begin the process of it. And it'll pick up after the spring, going into the fall and next year. We'll be able to do full-on concerts and put together a proper tour.
Yeah, I'm gonna send to Will my link. Who gonna be cross culture.
Yes.
With my team from Paris and Mali combining, because in the future I want this show we make it in Africa.
We have to.
You know, in Mali, in Senegal, in Burkina Faso.
Morocco, Burkina Faso.
You remember when I call you to come and make the tribute to Randy Weston, my friend.
Yes.
In Senegal, in Saint Louis.
Yes.
See them with TK Blue, all those.
Yes. Neil Clark, Baba Neil Clark. We had a nice combination of musicians to do this Randy Weston tribute. Yes.
So many people, and you know, I've been playing in the process. I think everybody say, "Oh, a record who keep going 15 years." You know, it's not only recording process. It's initiation way of life, you know, and but some part cannot be said. You have to be just in the feeling of things, you know.
Yes.
And I am sure we're gonna make it and make it grow and explore of a side of the, how to say, the deep resolution of what we are doing, because it's not only about, you know, it's like Will, you know, when somebody say, "Oh, jazz, no, well, you play African," no. When I play for the first time To Banimato to you, what you hear, it was jazz, naturally jazz, but
yes.
The clown in my village play and dance this groove, you know. So everything is related if people take time to listen each other.
Yes.
You know? I think
very important. Very important. Cheick, just on a smaller note, there was a beat he wanted me to learn. Takadum, 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 ka.
Yeah.
Da da da, Dagadoom, Dagadoom. And Cheick said, this is the beginning of reggae,
Yeah,
of the drop beat.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the best person to play it in the village was a woman named Manessa, who
Vanessa, yeah,
yeah, who I
Tanzania,
love. And she sat down on the
yeah,
kit and
yeah.
she played me this Cheick, what's the name of this
Bara.
Bara. Bara.
Bara
And to listen to Bara,
Tegu.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
And Cheick told me, listen to this. This is early one drop and dub. It's
yeah,
just slowed down. And when Vanessa played that, I got goose pimples. I couldn't believe the sound. This is a reminder of how things are connected.
yeah, and Yela, some chords are there, but people are so, in the speed to go to the quick result. They don't take time to listen. What is the nuance between things? It's why I tell you about this rhythm. I can tell you about a lot of, because Blue Rondo Turco. It's same, it's related, it's the same, but not the same sound. But relate in ancient time in the same inspiration.
Yes. Yes.
I have a lot of example of this kind of combination. But people it's like yela, yeah, kakunku, 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 kakunku. It's yela is the origin of reggae for me.
Mm.
But Pular people, Al Pular, Tukular, play that. They call them gaulo. It's yela. If
Wow.
you see woman playing this kind of round calabash, not cut only the and singing together like sure it's something,
Wow.
that is reggae. Naya Binky. We are related in so many different relationship. I show you my experience with 17 village in Uganda
Yes.
playing balafon, 3 meter of balafon, and they make the wall, and wall is the resonance of the balafon, of the balafon. If you hear it, the ground sound, with people. Man, we have so many orientation, but let's keep on this
Yes.
process.
Yes. Yes.
Your
Yes.
Monday approach of being, I'm sure we are on the good side of the things.